Welcome to this class of UV visible spectroscopy for MSc Chemistry 3rd semester students. The topic of today's discussion will be types of electronic transitions. In UV spectroscopy, we study absorption of UV radiations. Wavelength ranges from 200 to 400 nanometer. When the molecule absorbs ultraviolet or visible light, its electron get promoted from the ground state to the higher energy state. This absorption is characteristic and depends on the nature of electrons present. In any organic molecule, there are three types of electrons present: sigma electrons, pi electrons and n electrons. Sigma electrons present in saturated compounds, pi electrons present in unsaturated compounds, and n electrons are non-bonded electrons. According to molecular orbital theory, when a molecule is excited by the absorption of energy in the form of the UV or visible light, its electrons are promoted from bonding to an antibonding orbitals. These are bonding orbitals and these are the antibonding orbitals. The antibonding orbital, which is associated with the excitation of sigma electron, is called sigma star antibonding orbital. So sigma to sigma star transition takes place when sigma electrons is promoted to antibonding sigma star orbital, and it is represented as sigma to sigma star transition. The next is n to sigma star transition. When a non-bonding electron, means n, this is the non-bonding electron, gets promoted to antibonding sigma orbital, that is sigma star orbital, then it is represents n to sigma star transition. Similarly, pi to pi star transition represents the promotion of pi electrons to an antibonding pi orbital, that is pi star orbital. In the same way, when an n electron, means non-bonding electron, is promoted to antibonding pi orbital, it's represent n to pi star transition. The energy required for various transitions obey the following order. Sigma to sigma star is greater than n to sigma star, and it is greater than pi to pi star, and it is greater than n to pi star transition. Highest energy required for sigma to sigma star transition and least energy required for the n to pi star transition. In this figure, you can see the order of energy of all orbitals. First sigma, least energy, then pi orbitals, then n orbitals, then pi star, then sigma star. Let us now consider the various transitions involved in the ultraviolet spectroscopy. These are 4 types of transitions: sigma to sigma star transition, n to sigma star transition, pi to pi star transition, and n to pi star transition. We will discuss all transitions one by one with examples. So you can see here first transition, that is sigma to sigma star transition. This is the sigma to sigma star transition. Sigma electron from orbital is excited to corresponding sigma star antibonding orbital. It is a high energy process since sigma bonds are very strong. Therefore, such transitions requires radiations of very short wavelength. I think you know the relation between the energy and wavelength. E equal to h nu and nu equal to c by lambda. Therefore, E is inversely proportional to the lambda, means wavelength. If energy is high, then wavelength will be short. The excitation of sigma electrons to sigma star occurs with net retention of electron spin. Means spin of electron remains same in both ground state as well as excited state. This is called the retention of electron spin, and it is called excited singlet state in the sigma star orbital, which may in turn get converted to the excited triplet state. In saturated hydrocarbons like methane, ethane, propane, sigma to sigma star transition takes place. Methane absorbs at 125 nanometer, means lambda max of methane is 125 nanometer. Because methane has CH bond only and can undergo sigma to sigma star transition, the energy of this transition is very high, so it absorbs at shorter wavelength, means lambda max will be 125 nanometer only. Now second transition is N to sigma star transition. This type of transition takes place in saturated compounds containing one heteroatom with unshared pair of electrons. This is the requirement for N to sigma star transition. Compounds undergoing this type of transitions are saturated halides, alcohols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, amines. There are so many compounds, but condition is compound should have one heteroatom with unshared pair of electrons. The lambda max of methyl alcohol is 174 nanometer and methyl chloride absorbs at 169 nanometer. N to sigma star transition take place in methanol, because methanol having heteroatom with n electrons, and similarly in alkyl halide we can see n2 sigma star transition. But in saturated alkyl halides, the energy required for such a transition decreases with the increase in the size of the halogen atom. Now we can compare N2 sigma star transition in methyl iodide and methyl chloride, CH3I and CH3Cl. The lambda max of methyl chloride is approx 170 nanometer. It can be 172 or it can be 175 nanometer. Whereas lambda max for the methyl iodide is 285 nanometer. The answer is very simple. Due to the greater electronegativity of chlorine atom, the n electrons on chlorine atoms are comparatively difficult to excite. Therefore, the lambda max for methyl iodide is 170 nanometer approx, whereas for methyl iodide it is 258 nanometer. As the n electrons on iodine atoms are loosely bound. You can write unit of lambda max nanometer as well as millimicron, both are same. So this is the reason why lambda max of methyl chloride is less than lambda max of methyl iodide. Now third transition is pi to pi star transition. This is the pi to pi star transition. This type of transition occurs in unsaturated centers of the molecule. Unsaturated centers means compounds containing double bond or triple bonds, and also in aromatics. These are the unsaturated centers. The excitation of pi electrons requires smaller energy, and hence transitions of this type occurs at the longer wavelength. A pi electron of double bond is excited to pi star orbital. For example, in alkenes, alkynes, carbonyl compounds, cyanides, azo compounds, all shows pi to pi star transitions, because all having double bond, carbon-carbon double bond. This transitions requires still less energy as compared to the N2 sigma star transition. Therefore, absorption occurs at the longer wavelength. Now last transition is N2 pi star transition. This is the N2 pi star transition. In this type of transition, an electron of unshared electron pair on heteroatom gets excited to pi star antibonding orbital, and this type of transition requires least amount of energy out of all transitions we have discussed earlier. Therefore occurs at longer wavelength. Least energy means longer wavelength. The example of such transitions are the carbonyl compounds. So for N2 pi star transitions, the requirement is double bond as well as heteroatom present in the compound. In N2 pi star transitions present in the carbonyl compound, and carbonyl compound shows both type of transitions, N2 pi star transition as well as pi 2 pi star transition. N2 pi star transition, it is the lower energy transition, and pi 2 pi star transition, it is the higher energy transition. The carbonyl compound absorbs during N2 pi star transition at 290 nanometer, but lambda max for the pi 2 pi star transition for the saturated carbonyl compound is 180 nanometer. Today we have studied all the transitions. You have to remember all transitions along with the examples. That's all for today class. Thank you very much.